BDP's primary elections in some constituencies. Kahudi show organizers say organizing a farmers show is costly during drought. Litsile Tebogo breaks the national 100-meter record and his personal best at the Diamond League. Amantli Babili is interpreting in sign language. Welcome back and thank you for joining us. Now, in our first story, the leader of the Botswana Democratic Party, President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi, today led his party to cast his vote as the party held its first primary elections. Voting from his home village in the Moshopa-Manyana constituency, he demonstrated how the primary elections are important for the party to ready itself for the national poll to be held in October. This weekend, the party is holding its first round of elections in some constituencies, with the remaining ones expected to be held next weekend. Meanwhile, in Rekops, at the memorial service of the late Mr. Bono Manyoni, the Vice President, Mr. BOTSWANA, has described him as a hard worker who contributed immensely to the development of Botiti. Mr. Bono Manyoni, who passed on this week after a short illness, is also attributed to have played a role in growth of the Botswana Democratic Party. So it's Ntebogo with the details.
Residents of Rekops and members of the Botswana Democratic Party attended the memorial service for the late Mr. Manyoni, who was described as a community builder.
Bizoka o diretse kgaolo ya rona ya Botiti go menaganya o direla batho ka boithaopo go sena tuelo ga se selo se ile gore sa mogelo ke mongwe le mongwe rona re mo ithetsi mo politiking ona a sa kgaoganye batho ga na le support ya nayo ona a dira a setsi tsamaiso le thulaganyo ya mokgatho morago
mokwata wa khota le rara a pataganye le ga ba yo monnawe ba gogwa ke mogolo a bone tshwenyo go Manyoni ke bone baagi ba khotai.
Family members will always remember him for his selfless service.
Rinti mo go kora musanga re tsamaile re ba humanehi me kora musanga go pena o tsena o tabana gore nya ba ba itshuletse
nna ke latlhegetswe le mo lapehela le bona mo lapehela na rena dikga ke ne motho na ruta dikgayo nna ke tsogetse tirong wa gago hitile ke tsa gore ke tlota ke anyo mo ra ngwana
o le le bishilo bo papa a ka mo khupisa kuri ha sa boa pilo ya gago ya wela a ka kwa mo didimatsa o ta ria imdo le ba khuti tshi khupitsi bude mndile.
Church members and his BDP comrades shared their experiences with Mr. Manyoni.
Re lategetswe ke mokaedi yo mogolo mo party na re Manyoni ke mongwe wa batho kana ba botsadi ba baneng ba le ga o tshwane le pelo ya me ka gore ka dipaka tsothe ne ke rata gore ke tse bokaedi mo go ene
boikarabelo ja gagwe re Manyoni a patagane le mohumagadi wa gagwe go na ga hetola jarata e gore e nne jarata ya gatomkoraga
ne le mongwe wa profita no ka se ka dumela gore re Manyoni wa bua o bogale ha le mo kereke o ka nna bonolo jo bongwe je leng gore.
The late Mr. Manyoni will be laid to rest tomorrow at Rekops. Sebastian Tebogo, BTV News, Rekops.
The livestock farmers of Future Genetics says organizing and participating in agricultural shows enhance their knowledge, though it is costly, especially during drought season. They made the remarks reflecting on the third edition of the agricultural show held in Kahudi recently. Karabo Mulisi.
To exhibit livestock in an agricultural show, the farmers incur costs of supplementary feeding and vaccination for them to be in good condition. While the country has been experiencing drought, the farmers remain steadfast in their mission. One farmer specializing with brown vey says agricultural shows have played a significant role in the growth of his business, which is on the process of registering as a stud breeder with the South African Brown Vey Association. The qualities include high growth rate and a docile behavior. It can survive in a communal grazing system.
When
I first attended the agricultural shows, I was clueless, but now I have gained more knowledge. I got a lot of mileage in marketing my cattle.
All in all, I would like to say that the farmers did really well, looking at the challenges, drought, the Rufida, the Pologolo, Molubeng, the price did go dimu, and it's quite a challenge. To just have seen the quality, I would really have to commend the farmers, the president have seen, the public have seen.
The farmers have displayed resilience and a progressive mindset to forge ahead with hosting agricultural shows even during tough times, lobbying for support from sponsors.
The
newly launched programs being Tuole Tlotlo and Temole Tlotlo could augment our efforts, especially during drought. For example, we can utilize the Temole Tlotlo to do fodder production to feed our livestock. I would like to implore companies across the country to come on board and support the farmers because they are the anchors of food production.
But we need to support them for feed.
The Future Genetics farmers underscored that the challenges inspire them to be more creative and resourceful. Karabo Mulusi, BTV News, Khagodi.
The University of Botswana Vice-Chancellor Professor David Norris said structured literacy and its accumulative instructions of learning are pivotal to inclusively empower those with reading difficulties or dyslexia to achieve proficiency in reading. Professor Norris said this during the Africa Reading Conference hosted for the first time in Gaborone. Kiretleletu Somalakai compiled this one.
Reading unlocks knowledge, nurtures critical thinking, and fosters long life learning, hence making it a fundamental right for the human race. The use of structured literacy, which equips learners with skills to decode words in an explicit and a systematic manner for both oral and written languages, was said to be essential as a mode to inclusively grant access to the skill to those having reading difficulties or dyslexic.
That not all students have equal access to the necessary support to develop this essential skill. This gap is particularly pronounced for learners with dyslexia and other learning difficulties. Structured literacy, characterized by explicit, systematic, and cumulative instruction, is pivotal in empowering all students, especially those with diverse learning needs, to achieve proficiency in reading. As educators, policymakers, and advocates, we must ensure that our instructional approaches are inclusive and effective.
At university level, Professor Norris, what do we have to work on our teacher training programs so that they can be well equipped? At the TTC levels, at the colleges, what can we do so that all teachers know how to teach reading so that every child can read? Because up until we change that, this is just going to be a statement.
Some of the attendants shared their dyslexic perspective on breaking barriers in learning for those with reading challenges.
It wasn't about me, Nancy. It was about how do we find a solution for this young boy, who's my child, who is obviously very brilliant, photographic memory, remembers everything, solves anything that has got nothing to do with words, can't color anything. He couldn't do crayoning. Everything would be, he couldn't draw, he couldn't do art. If he wanted Monty's people, you know those stick people? Yes. Monty's people look like animals. So Mbako would draw for him. But, so we got the solution. So I didn't get the opportunity to to make it about me. And this is what I would really advise parents. Don't make it about you.
I need less distraction so that I can concentrate, because I have to read over slowly and over again. So even to date, if I have work to do, I still have to adopt a quiet stance. And also, I still have challenge with spelling.
Different stakeholders were urged to join hands to build a more inclusive and transformative education system to upgrade the education sector. Kiletlelezwe, Somulekai, PTV News, Gaborone.
You're watching BTV News. Thank you for staying with us. Now, moving on, residents of Matlapana ward in Maung have suggested that government should reserve some funds from the tourism sector for the welfare of the people of Ngamiland. They made the request during a consultation exercise by the Okavango Research Institute meant to give Botswana an opportunity to contribute to the National Human-Wildlife Conflict Strategy and Action Plan to be finalized by September this year. Maranyane Samakata reports.
Tourism is the second largest contributor to the gross domestic product and the primary source of livelihoods for the people of Northwest. However, the ever-increasing population of wildlife, more especially elephants, has resulted in escalating conflicts of local communities and the animals. Residents say, though the country is getting richer from the industry, local communities continue to be pushed further into poverty by the animals. We are suffering. We live in poverty because we cannot use our land accordingly. Elephants have damaged all fencing. There is no compensation for watermelons and maize, whereas there is for sugarcane and beans. I wonder what leads to this difference. Let's have a butcher for elephant meat because we already have game meat butcheries for other species. Kill a good number of elephants and give some meat to the poor free of charge. Digging a barrier pit around the farm is futile because elephants fill it with sand and debris and proceed to enter the farm. Even if we have electric fence, it throws trees on the fence to cause a short circuit. So we don't have any other suggestions. Come up with a well-secured area for us to farm there without the disturbance of animals. We ask that a portion of the tourism profits be reserved for Ngamiland and that the money be used to capacitate farmers. This action plan will be for all animals, regardless of size. We have been tasked to mark all human-wildlife conflict areas and hotspots. We should also identify troublesome animals for each area, whether it's elephant, fox, or monkeys. The government continues to encourage Botswana to be role players in the tourism economy, which has remained largely untapped in this country. Maranyane Samakata, BTV News, Maung.
Minister of Communications, Knowledge and Technology, who is also a member of Parliament for Tlokweng, Mr. Tulagano Sekoko, says the official opening of Oasis shopping mall will bring value chain development by way of unlocking opportunities for companies and much-needed diversification for local entrepreneurs. He added that the new shopping complex represents a significant milestone achievement towards enhancing the infrastructure and economic development in the Tlokweng district. Mpoki Leboge compiled this one.
The opening of new Oasis mall infrastructure comes at a time when the district and surrounding areas, including Gaborone, are experiencing a rapid growth and development. The new infrastructure is not only providing a wide range of shopping, dining and entertainment options, but will also create numerous job opportunities and to stimulate local businesses.
That I'm quite convinced that Tlokwe now presents as the best destination for investment. What amazes me is the fact that this is a self-funded project amounting to 140 million, as I'm advised. This move by overseas development enterprises is indeed worthy of celebrating. The group's unwavering commitment and teamwork to creating a vibrant and accessible shopping destination is evident in every corner of this magnificent establishment. Your efforts and hard work have brought to life a space that will serve as a cornerstone for our community, fostering both economic growth and social engagement.
The opening of the mall has created over 280 employment opportunities across different sectors.
Oasis Mall is not just a shopping center, it's a vibrant hub where commerce, leisure and community come together. Our mission has always been to create a space that offers comfort, convenience, and a sense of belonging to everyone who visits. We take pride in our commitment to excellence and our dedication to providing a welcoming environment for all.
Minister Zogoko admitted that government welcomes any contributions, no matter how insignificant they may appear towards employment creations, adding that the country is faced with the challenge of unemployment. Mpo Kelebore, BTV News, Gaborone.
Well, that is the news at 9. To stay with us, Jose Hongwe on standby to take you through the sport news. Jose, good evening.
Oh, yes. Good evening, Samuka. I hope you're well.
Time for sport. Give us the
Oh,
news.
yes, definitely. Thank you so much, Samuka, and greetings to you all. This is Jose Hongwe bringing to you BOTSWANA Tonight sports news. And with that, let's get straight into it and start with the London Diamond League latest updates. BOTSWANA's 100 meters sensation, Lisile Tebogo, finished third in the men's 100 meters final in a time of 9.88 seconds, recording his personal best and setting a new 100 meters national record. The race was won by America's Noah Lyons in 9.81 seconds, while Akane Simbini of South Africa came second in 9.86 seconds. Babondori finished seventh in the 400 meters race in a time of 45.03 seconds. Matthew Hudson Smith of Great Britain became the overall winner of the race in 43.74 seconds. Vernon Wood of America came second, while Jeremy Richard came third. Moving on, Joining Galaxy's spokesperson Tankiso Morake says they took a decision to extend the contract of their coach Muranara Murebudi by another 12 months. Tatorana and Khomotos Fako has more details of the story.
Extension of Ramurebudi's contracts come a few months after he had a sterling performance, guiding the team to its second successive group stages in the CAF Champions League. The Diamond Mining side defended Botswana Premier League title and won the American Orange FA Cup, achievement that satisfied the management that he needed to be given more time. We extended the contract of coach Ramurebudi because the management was satisfied with his performance. When competing in CAF competitions, you have to have a C license, and our coach has it. Also, you cannot change a coach when we are in a competition of such caliber. Ramurebudi has quite a vast of experience, and we are satisfied with what he helped us to achieve in 10 years.
This project they are joining Galaxy. In the first 10 years,
Ramurebudi was first brought to Galaxy in 2021 when the team started its campaign in the CAF competitions, said he is happy to be given another chance to grow the club.
This project, I think it's very close to my heart. You know, sometimes you don't have to work but you have to do what you love. And I think passion is driving me. And when the passion is driving me, I make choices or decisions based on what I want to achieve. And I think there's still more to be achieved. And I think most of the time we want to be praised for the half job we have done. I want to do a complete job here, make sure that we don't only develop professional players, but we develop proper human beings and make sure that when they leave this country to go and try their luck outside this country, they are ready and prepared to compete with the outside world. And secondly, I think the support that I'm getting here made me to choose joining Galaxy over all the offers that were available for me.
The big question now is what is new that Coach Ramorebodi is bringing on the table in his new contract.
If we want to do better than the way we did last season, the first thing is to try and accumulate more points than the points you accumulated last season, a better performance than the performance you gave last season, good attitude than the attitude you gave last season, focus and consistency, and I believe that it will be another good season if we keep focus. And we all know that it's not going to be easy, but we need to give our all, and we need to remain competitive throughout the season.
Ramorebodi pleaded with the members of the community to give the team the necessary support to stay on course. Khumzo Sefako, BTV Sport.
And now in the ongoing table tennis ITTF Youth Africa Championships played at Botswana University this afternoon, René Lelekore failed to qualify for the last round of 8 as he lost against Joseph Sabanteria of Uganda by 4 sets to love of 8-11, 3-11, 5-11 and 3-11 in the last round of 16 boys under 15 category. Lekore qualified for the last round of 16 by edging out Caden Bosman of Namibia 3-1.
I think I have improved so much on my movement and footwork. My opponent was good at playing long balls. He also had a lot of strength and great footwork.
A lot of muscle power and great footwork.
And that is all that we had for you from Botswana Tonight Sports Desk. Until we meet tomorrow, have a blessed night. Now let's take a look at the headlines with Ulibile.
Thank you so much, Jose. Let's do this again tomorrow.
Oh yes, definitely.
Now, before we wrap it up, let's take a reminder of our top stories. President Masisi earlier today led his party members to vote as the first round of BDP's primary elections kicked off in some constituencies. Kahudi Farmers Show organizer Future Genetics says organizing a farmers show is costly during drought. Litsile Teboho got a boost for the Olympics as he ran his personal best in 100 meters this afternoon in the London Diamond League, where he finished third. Well, that is all we had for you. To stay with us. Weather's up next.
Good evening. Welcome to Nice Weather Focus, brought to you by Obergen Kaspar Matag. During the day, we observed clear skies over most parts of the country and some mild temperatures over most places in the southern part of the country, while over the northern part of the country, we experienced hot temperatures. Now, looking at the current satellite picture, clear skies is visible over most parts of the country, except over some part of Kgalagadi, where we're seeing some patches of clouds visible. On Sunday, over Kgalagadi and southern, we're expecting partly cloudy conditions, while over Khanzi, southeast Kgatlenkwenes, and southern central, we're expecting patches of clouds to be visible. Over other parts of the country, we're expecting clear skies. In the morning, over southern Kgalagadi, we're expecting very cold temperatures of 0 degrees Celsius. Over northern Kgalagadi, Khanzi, southern southeast Kgatlenkwane, and northeast, we're expecting cold temperatures, ranging between 5 and 7 degrees Celsius. Over other parts of the country, we're expecting mild temperatures ranging between 8 and 9 degrees Celsius. In the afternoon, over Kgalagadi, southern southeast Gauteng and Kweni, we're expecting mild temperatures ranging between 22 and 25 degrees Celsius. Over Hansi district, central and northeast, we're expecting warm temperatures ranging between 28 up to 30 degrees Celsius. Over Ngaminet and Chobe, we're expecting hot temperatures ranging between 31 and 32 degrees Celsius. Now look at some cities in Sadek. Over Manzini, we're expecting cloudy conditions and partly cloudy conditions over Gqeberha, patches of clouds over Maseru as well as Cape Town, and clear skies over Upington and Johannesburg, with maximum temperatures of 18 degrees Celsius over Manzini and Upington, 17 degrees Celsius over Johannesburg as well as Gqeberha. Still in SADC cities, over Antananarivo, Harare, Lusaka and Windhoek, we're expecting clear skies and patches of clouds visible over Beira, with maximum temperatures of 23 degrees Celsius over Antananarivo, 27 over Beira and Harare. Still in SADC, over Dar es Salaam, Blantyre, Luanda and Kinshasa, we're expecting clear skies. That's all I had for you. Have yourself a good night.